This is Anthony Richardson, and you're listening to RosterWatch.
This is AJ Brown, and you're listening to RosterWatch.
This is Josh Allen, and you're listening to RosterWatch.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the one and only RosterWatch Pick'em Show here on the RosterWatch YouTube and X channel. I am Cody Carpentier at Cody Carpentier. Big weekend. Big, nasty, hairy weekend for the RosterWatch team as far as the picks go on Underdog, the ultimate Underdog cheat sheet over there on RosterWatch.com. It's emailed out to all of our subscribers. It's on the site every week. We do 3 shows, Monday, Thursday, and the weekend show. If we don't do the weekend show, which we missed last week because of schedule conflicts, the picks are up on the site. They're emailed out. We went 14-3 this weekend. 14-3, 82%. 82% in week 8. Personally, I went 6-0. Trashman went 5-1, and Alex went 3-2. Absolute domination. We're 63% on the season, 75-45 across 120 picks. 75-45. Alex is at 52%. Trashman's at 63%, and myself am at 73%. Prime time, we're not quite on the same pace, but we're trying to get that thing cooking. And tonight, we're going to stay tight. We're going to stay concise. We're going to have 2 picks over at UnderdogFantasy.com. Use that promo code ROSTER or RosterWatch to get a 50% deposit bonus up to $250 when you sign up. Again, RosterWatch.com. Go on over there every single week and get yourself these picks. Again, this is how the season has gone to this point so far. Like I said, 63% on the season. There is literally, you can go find anybody in the space, any site, go look it up. Tell me if you have a site that is finishing better than 63% so far this year. Drop in the comments. I would love to hear it because there ain't nobody hitting at 63% in props that has over 100 picks made on the season. It's a good luck finding it. So week 1, we were 10-5, 10-4, 5-9. We had one down week, 11-4, 7-7, 7-9, 14-3. We're crushing. You can't afford not to be here. Roster Watch Nation, Underdog Fantasy. Use that promo code ROSTER or RosterWatch. There's a QR code on the screen as well. Money B, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you jumping in the building. Tommy Taquito, what's going on, brother? And John in Cedar Park. Chat GPT idea was awesome. Shit paid off big time. When Cody gives you the kicker prop, take you to the bank. Take it to the bank. Dude, the Dustin Hopkins for the Commanders, brother. Actually, Dustin Hopkins is for the Browns. Siebert is for the Commanders. Siebert hit. It was like 3-6-9, bang, it was done. It was done in the first half. Bang, it was done. Dustin Hopkins, that was like the biggest layup of all time. 5.5 kicking points for the Cleveland Browns with Jameis in the lineup. Come on, what are we doing here? It was a great weekend at Roster Watch Nation. We're going to continue to stack weeks. John and Cedar Park, shout out to you. And like she says, the Chat GPT idea was awesome. That's exactly how I build them. We got 16 picks here. When you go over to Underdog Fantasy and you go to plug these things in, you can't just plug in 1 and put your money down. You got to plug in at least 2, maybe 3. And if you want to get spicy, 4, 5, 6, you get more and more money the more picks you put into a collection. What I like to do personally is take this list of 16 picks from Trashman, from Alex, and from myself, and I like to put them all into ChatGPT, and I like to say, give me 10 groups of 3 or 10 groups of 2, and then I'll take all those groups and I'll plug them in. Takes the brain work out of it. We have all of our picks in, and I'll just randomize it. And ChatGPT is free. You just go to chatgpt.com and you can just literally paste the whole list in there. It'll give you 10 randos. You plug them all in. Boom, bang, takes 10 minutes, and you're done. And this weekend, I returned 400%. 400%. So there you go. Enjoy your weekend. Here are the picks for Monday Night Football. Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants. Coming off the hottest weekend of the year from Roster Watch, 82%. Like I said, this is absolutely maniacal stuff here. I'm going to begin with Jaylen Warren. Again, he's been banged up for a few weeks. He came back in against the Las Vegas Raiders on October 13th. He had 11 receiving yards. He had 15 receiving yards this past week against the Jets. His prop tonight is 13.5 receiving yards. The Giants, we're attacking running back for both of them. I'll just drop them both here. So we got Jalen Warren at 13.5, who again is not the starter, but he's the sidekick to Najee Harris. And then the other one is going to be Tyron Tracy. I'll talk about them both together. Tyron Tracy's number is 12.5 receiving yards. I also like the reception number for both of these guys. I think the reception number is 2.5 on both of them. Let me just double check here. So it's 2.5 for Warren, and for Tracy, it is, let me double check here. It's 1.5. Oh, I love the 1.5 even more. Gosh, I might like the 1.5 more than the 12.5 receiving yards. I'm just going to stick with the yards. So those are going to be my two selections tonight, is just sticking strictly with the yards. 12. So it's 11.5 receiving yards for Tyron Tracy. The number just went down, actually, which is fantastic. Give me another yard of buffer here. Where'd the Warren one go? Let's see, kind of bring this thing back up here. Warren, 14.5 receiving yards. So we're going to go 14.5 receiving yards for Jalen Warren, 11.5 receiving yards for Tyron Tracy. Those are going to be the two picks tonight. We're sticking with two. We're going to create a roll. We're going to get going. We're 14-3 on the week already at RosterWatch. Add these two in. We're going to get to 16-3 after tonight. So on the season so far, this is receiving yardage from running backs. 5th overall in yards allowed to the running back position is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, the Steelers have played one less game than each team in front of them. 320 receiving yards allowed to running backs right now in the NFL, 320. The teams above them, 366, 400, 403, and 434. Steelers are the 5th worst currently in receiving yards allowed to running backs, likely going to move themselves up to 4th after this game. The Giants, on the other hand, are 10th against running backs, 10th worst against running backs. They've allowed 279 receiving yards overall through 7 games to the running back position, 279. Again, if they allow 30 tonight, then they themselves are going to move up to 5th worst against running backs. So it's a great matchup with two good defensive lines, two good pass rushes that are going to allow these running backs to dip out of the backfield. If you like some Singletary, you like some Najee, go after it. I like these two guys. I like Jalen Warren, who's got more juice than Najee. I like Tyron Tracy, who they cannot take out of the lineup. They have to utilize him. They're going to have to when they get down in this game. Tyron Tracy and Jalen Warren. Again, Tracy's number is 11.5 receiving yards, and Jalen Warren's is 14.5 receiving yards. You're getting 3x your dough here. So you drop a 20, you get a 60. You have a good little Monday Night Football. And you know what? If you want to go buy some pizzas, some beer, some pop, some soda, whatever the hell you want, and maybe some chicken wings, you put 20 down, you get 60 back. You pretty much just paid for your dinner with the fam to go enjoy Monday Night Football. Giants, Steelers. I'm Cody Carpentier from RosterWatch Nation. We love you. We appreciate you. Make sure you go over to UnderdogFantasy.com today. Use that promo code ROSTER. And you know what? We're about to have another big week. Shh. Appreciate you guys. Stay tuned in, stay tapped in, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Waiver Wire Show.
This is Anthony Richardson.